Hello everyone and welcome back to some bot-on-bot action as MicroMachine opens up with saying that my rudimentary database is telling me that I've won 51% of our encounters and the chosen strategy is going to be standard. I think he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strategies. Fast PF and Worker Rush being some of these strategies as well, and I'd love to see what those exactly entail. But for now I just want to just have a look at these bot versus bot games. This replay got sent to me by the botting community themselves. They said, hey, this is a long, cool game that got played between MicroMachine and Eris. Eris is the bot that I personally played against, and I was surprised at, well, actually kind of how powerful it was. It had very good micro. I think some of the early game shenanigans weren't as great, and obviously the early game is overly safe. And the way that Eris functions is that they play one build order. I'm not sure if that is in general or if they have one build order per race that they use, and then they try to react a lot. And in order to do that, they can't cut too many corners. So one drone starts by scouting the entire map, or at least the close by locations for any potential proxies. They open up with a 14 hatch, I believe it is. At least that's what they did against me, if I recall correctly. And of course they have that speed mining as well. Both bots should be having a pretty darn high APM, about 1900 APM on average so far. A second drone gets sent out. I'm not quite sure what this would be for. Is this for a third base already? Okay, it's just going to be a really fast third base. That's cool to see. So it's going to be a gasless opener with a fast third base. And this Overlord's going to make its way across the map. We'll try to get some scouting info as well. Factory gets thrown down, as well as a bunker in the main base. I'm not quite sure why If this is the standard of MicroMachine, I want to see the defensive option of the MicroMachine. Because this looks... Oh! I have seen a clip of this before. He uses the bunker to mine gas quicker. So this way he can have... or the bot, it can have as much gas mining as you'd usually have with 3 workers, and you have this quick micro. This is great, but the sound effect is annoying me extremely much. Do see a lot of SCVs mining here as well. No natural command center is down yet. I'm going to go away from that main base because that bunker sound is actually making my ears bleed. Two Link's going to be moving across the map, looking for any potential proxies perhaps. Oh, I want to see some Reaper micro. This I've been looking forward to. Okay, that's pretty fast. So looking for damage, scans, sees whether he can shoot or not. Now he's just going to dodge this queen and perhaps look... Oh yeah, look at that. Just dodging every queen shot. And if that Ling moves forward, I guess the Ling control is also perfect. Cancel offensive, 2 ally supply versus 2 enemy supply. Wait, man, this guy is a pretty chatty bot, isn't he? Constantly with the, what is this, minus 59%? Is this like did a trade happen that I missed or something? Oh, he... Cancel offensive. So he stops being aggressive because he doesn't believe he can win that fight with the Reaper, I guess. That's what he's trying to say. Tank is going to be built here as relaunch offensive. 7 ally supply. He scans for the opponent's army supply or something like that. And then just starts attacking. Cancel offensive. How does that even work? So the moment my man scouts something and realizes that there's more stuff, he stops saying that this bullet is rather chatty, annoying prick if you ask me. Also, this noise is still pissing me off. Cloak Banshee is going to be the follow-up here. We have Burrow coming out for Eris. And this is very similar to the build order that I played against with my Protoss. CC still isn't being thrown down on the natural. This seems very one-basey. CC gets thrown down on the high ground actually. We have triple depots in the main base as well. And there's a Roadhorn being built at the third base. This is all fun and well. So link speed's about to finish up. The income is way higher currently for Eris. The APM is rather close. There's a 600 APM gap. Now, for humans, a difference in 600 APM that would be perhaps between having a planned play and Maru. But in this case, because their overall APM is so high... What is this? This bot has banter. That is great to see. There's the banter bot. C-speed is going to save you, my friend. Alright, I like it, I like it. eBay gets thrown down at an interesting location. You have a depot being thrown down extra as well. Oh, this is for Burrow, I guess. So when he sees something Burrow, he throws out that insult. I wonder how many insults he has. He's going to move out now with this attack. And now that he scouts more supply for his opponent, he decides to cancel the offensive. Okay, that's interesting. This guy is very transparent with his moves, though. I wonder if any of the bots, you know, whenever it says relaunch offensives or launches offensive, if they can just start building units or something like that. As a way to kind of completely meta game it. You probably could hardcode that in. Oh! Okay, that was cool. That looked very tight. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. That the micro of the Marines is going to be absolutely bananas. Look at this. And the Lynx know that they can't really engage into this. They do move in range every now and then. A little bit, not super keen on necessarily attacking. But just constantly checking that army. No scans on creep, of course. Cancel offensive. He's still moving forward, though. So... he says it, but he doesn't mean it. These tanks are going the wrong way as well. Hello, Marines, help out your brothers. Oh, I guess it's because they're always being A-moved. So whenever they're in, like, scan range of a unit, you get this type of weird moves that make absolutely zero sense. This tank is going to get back home, though. And these other two don't. They don't siege up either. The decisions are a little bit out of this MicroMachine. The Banshee is trying to take out Lynx, but look at that Lynx. It's never going to get caught, mate. Especially not once it ever gets onto creep. Banshee's just going to chase forever, I assume. And Banshees don't really seem to be counted as part of the regular army in a way, as they're harassment units. So when the entire army pulled back, it felt like the Banshees were allowed to stay on the map. So there must be something in the code there that allows it to do that. Or did he just wrote that the Banshees aren't really part of the regular army. Cyclone's going to show up as well. And when I spoke with the bot maker of Eris, told me that a lot of the units that are very good are Cyclones. Banshees obviously very powerful as well. Units that require extraordinary micro often are great. And the Cyclone, of course, with its massive lease range, is a fantastic unit. And this is what we often see as well because of that. A lot of Banshee production, Cyclone production, and just not too many units, honestly, out of the barracks. I'm surprised there actually is only a single barracks. He's getting stim as well. I'm not quite sure what this Viking is going to end up doing. And I wonder if there's any kind of build-on responses in case of like a DT or something like that. Would you straight up win here? No? I mean, there's no real detection. This bunker's still going bananas. This bunker's also still going bananas here. Now I have tunneling claws on the way. Overlord speed. Spire here for Eris, who's on 92 workers. Creep spread is looking real tight as well. Oh, these Lynx almost get bopped into a corner as a couple of Lynx splits trying to deny these tanks. He really wants to burrow a Ling here. Doesn't quite get it. The control is a little bit wonky. Fungal growth, or sorry, what's this called? Pathogen glands is being researched as well right now. As this fourth command center is at least going to get attacked for a little bit. And the cool thing, I guess, about the burrow over here is that it forces a scan out every time. And if the bot isn't very smart, and they don't know about burrowed units being capable of blocking buildings, then I guess you just kind of auto-win, because there's never going to be a natural expansion. Eris continues building, what is this? Ravager, Hydra, Mutalisk, 8 Overseers, 9 Queens. What? Air units? I'm not ready. No, you really are not ready, but the Mutalisk seem to kind of move with the rest of the army. Are they? Where are the Mutalisk actually? Okay, they're just kind of idling. Wait, I'm clicking the Overseers now accidentally. Yeah, they're just kind of idling here. They're not doing much of anything. They're not moving into any... Relaunch offensive. Now the Banshees actually are with this army. He's not moving into any type of base, going for some type of harassment either. There's a crap ton of gas here. I wouldn't mind seeing some banelings being added. And this guy keeps stalking. He's way too chatty in my opinion. I do like the guy, but he keeps going. I'm going to have to block him. He's constantly relaunching and cancelling the offensive here. When he sees more or sees less. We'll end up going back home. Look at that Viking control, by the way, in this Banshee splits. What's the current... Oh my god. 40k APM currently here for Eris. I have no clue what's happening. This fight makes no sense whatsoever. His Lynx are moving here. You also see the... What do you call them? The stupid right clicks everywhere the entire time. Raven is being built, will help in clearing any potential creep, I guess. Another factory on the way. Fusion core as well on the way. We now have Infestor, 3 Hydras, 50 Mutalisks, 7 Ravagers, 5 Queens, 5 Roaches. and 17 links. Seems like a very normal army. Combat Shield has finished up, as well as Stim. And now these mutas are starting to go in. They're kind of getting bugged out by that single turret here. There's a turret in, well, a position that at least isn't blocking the mineral line. Oh, he just pulls away the workers as well. That's pretty sick. Or no, he's just transferring, I guess. Because he knows there's a base that requires them more than this one. Viking trying to chase all of these mutalisks, as we still have the never-ending dance going on over here. This Banshee is trying to take out these roaches. A couple of scans perhaps would be useful. Cyclone. Oh, barely doesn't manage to get that mutalisk though. These mutas could go in, take out a couple of workers. Instead they're just going to kind of meme around. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Eris meanwhile at 201 supply out of 200. There for a second. Has a big ground army and is going to start moving in. Nidus network on the way. Greater Spire on the way. Literally every upgrade is being built currently. Huge fungal hitting as well. Because the fungals are going to be good. After the infestors run out of energy, they just get sent back home with the burrow. I do like that. More biles are being, well, they're trying to hit. They're not quite hitting though. These Banshees are dishing out a lot of damage. There's no overseers with these Hydras. I have absolutely no clue who's winning this fight. There's 70k, 80k APM currently for MicroMachine, who I'm not even sure what he's microing, but there's just, honestly, there's stuff happening all over the map at the same time, and I'm not quite sure if this is good for anyone. Feels like a lot of the SCVs are not mining currently, and are just kind of transferring between bases for the past minute and a half. Eris, meanwhile, still mining off of 92 workers here. 3-3 is on the way as well. Nidus network has finished. There is a possibility for Broodlords. I think Broodlords would be a game ender here. Well, whenever I think of these things, it's like, okay, well, if I would have Broodlords here, that would end the game. But the way that they control their units or the way that they engage, I'm not even sure how good Broodlords are, honestly, against something like Vikings that are microed with 10k APM per Viking. It's obviously difficult to assess for me. We launch offensive. Okay, my man is feeling it again. I don't quite think he can actually straight up attack into this though. The Vikings are doing so much though, and the Cyclones also being very useful. There's not that many links, which means that the Cyclones will be useful. The Vikings in the air will take out all of these mutalisks. At the same time, we have cancelling the offensive. Cyclones still locking on to these infestors though. Will take out one of the infestors. At the same time, these Vikings trying to clear as many of these overseers as these can. And these Hydras just moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not really doing much of anything. Overseers trying to dodge Viking shots. Biles are obviously not going to land. That would be real sad. Fungal hits two of these units. One Banshee and one Viking. There's a Raven in this army right now. Will be used to clear some creep spread and maybe to do some other things as well. Cyclones will lock onto a lot of these Hydras, and now we might actually see a fight. Tanks are being sieged up, getting a decent couple of pot shots here. Fungal hits this army's on. This is the first fight that looks somewhat normal, I would say, in which the Terran actually siege up his units. And Eris actually struggling with this. Viper's going to go down. We'll go for a flank right now. Tanks are going to unsiege. But all of these Banshees dishing out so much damage. 5 Banshees still alive. 12 more Vikings on the way right now as well. This Yamato is being researched. Or what is this? The research, the weapon rift. So they're single mutas trying to harass, but they're so busy clicking quick that I don't really feel like they killed much. 16 workers have been killed so far in this game. There's 5 Vikings being produced at a time, but there's really not that much air. I don't think you need 21 Vikings to deal with 7 overseers and 9 mutalisks. I think having an army that can kill the ground is going to be a lot more important. However, the trades so far have been very favorable for MicroMachine, who is truly paying homage to his own name here. By controlling every unit, well, rather well. These Hydras are not doing anything, though. I think he's going to overdose on Vikings this game, honestly. It's just going to be too many, and he will die because of that. And that's not good. That really is not good. These Hydras are going to be taking them out. There's a couple of Banshees that are trying to deal damage. And oh my god, this is kind of brilliant. The Vikings zone out the Overseers, and then the Banshees with Cloak can't be stopped. I feel like if the Hydra count keeps increasing, and it is increasing up to, well, what is this going to be, like 20? Wait, oh my god, it's going to be like 33 Hydras or something like that, with 3-3 upgrades as well. I mean, this is going to be a really powerful army. There is 7 tanks, but 20 Vikings are going to be hard to fight with against the Hydras. I mean, it's nice that you can kill these Overseers. There's also not enough Banshees to really fight. Fungal can, of course, also review Banshees potentially. Here comes a couple of Biles as well. Tanks in the back might be able to make it work. There are Neurals available, and maybe with a Burrow, a couple of Neurals on these tanks will help. I have a feeling we might not be going to see that. We do hit a big Fungal on all of these Vikings. This game really is going nowhere for the Terran right now. It's very back and forth, where the army composition seemed to matter a lot. Biles hitting in a big way there. These Hydras will take out the tanks, and that kind of is it for the Terran, I think. No, he just doesn't have a lot of, like, he still has a lot of crap, but he doesn't have a lot of good crap. There's 3 Banshees, 9 Vikings, 3 tanks. These 20 Hydras might be able to actually do something here. They continue pushing in. Look at Cyclone! Little idiot. It's like one of these machines that you see in like the TV that you can buy to help stabilize your core or something like that. It's like, the Ab Roller King 6000X. Right now, if you buy it within the next 10 minutes, you'll get a 5th one for free. And your entire family can enjoy this free DVD from Jason Bourne. Especially for you. That's kind of what the Cyclone is doing there. Look at him. And this guy has abs for days. Endurance as well. What a guy, man. This game, however, I'm not quite sure who it's looking good for. I think this is... Like, if this were a real game, I'd say that the Zerg is winning. Oh, I'm not even sure if I would. Yeah, because the upgrades are so much better. But these Hydras just walk through tank fire to go deal with something on the right side. A single Cyclone. So a single Cyclone is threatening a base, and everything else doesn't matter anymore for some reason. Oh, Neural on a battlecruiser there. The battlecruiser does get teleported back home and will probably be repaired, I guess. A couple of SCVs are moving over to it at least. Oh, there we go. Lots of SCVs moving over to it right now. The macro is honestly quite good as well. There's not a lot of money floating. CC is floating, but not for much longer, as it will die. And this game is very action-packed. I guess this is a way to play StarCraft as well, huh? Currently, we are averaging about 28,000 APM for both players. It's fun to see how close they're how close they are in APM. Currently, the MicroMachine is just slightly higher, and we'll probably get slightly higher APM because of that. Oh, another Neural hitting here on top of this battlecruiser. Battlecruiser is not being taken out though. I mean, it's nice to be part of the squad, but it's not really fighting for you, and you're not taking it out either. Okay, actually uses the recall on the battlecruiser to teleport it to the faraway corner in the dying second. So I guess if there's no use of it, that's the least that it can do. Just kind of teleport it so it can come back into the fight quickly. These Hydras are still taking out this command center. This hatchery on the left side is being attacked by a single tank as well. There's a battlecruiser and a Viking zoning out Overseers again. How many Overseers do we have? How many Overseers have we lost might be more interesting. 40 Overseers have been lost so far this game. And 22 Vikings. We can say that this is not your average DBZ. There's a battlecruiser floating in the middle of the map. And as the dust settles, I feel like that MicroMachine is in a superior position. He has been mining less, but the overall trades have been heavily in his favor. Up to how many bases it is? Well, I can't count. 5, 6. 6 bases. Eris is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases currently. And is taking one of Micro's machine bases. But I don't think it's going to be enough. If the fights continue going like this, I think Eris will also need this base in order to stand a chance in this game. Because the mining for Eris is very good. Look at that income. 90 workers. 4.2k income. Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud. Can we get a Blinding Cloud or no? Does this... Why build Vipers if you don't use spells, mate? Hello? Maybe throw down... Okay. I just lose all of them then, if that's what you want. If that's what you want, then we can do that. What's the current army composition? It is... well, nothing really. There's no army for Eris. Well, this is like a mech bio type of army, I guess. As MicroMachine sees another opportunity to go in. This battlecruiser is trying to deny this base. Could actually kill this Spore as well. Could Yamato the Spore and then kill this base most likely. Maybe it doesn't Yamato buildings. Hydras, oh my god, that's really good micro on these Hydras. Look at that. Every time they get locked onto or whatever, they try to move out of range. Links are going to fall here most likely. Is there Adrenal Glands yet? Yes, there is. +3 melee upgrades are also about to finish up here. as Eris is going to... Ooh, nice control. Once again. I think with some good kiting you can actually get this BC. We see a Yamato coming down. Why is he... Wait, hello? Can we go on the Yamato, man? No. Hydras have a different plan. No, they have... Ooh, hey, no. Not quite sure what they're doing. Oh, abduct here. Another abduct. So abducts are being used right now. Hydras are going to fall in this tank range though, as 2 battlecruisers move towards the other side of the map. The upgrades on the battlecruisers are +2 on the ship weapons and 1 on the vehicle plating. I think that's the one thing I've been a little bit disappointed by, is the slowness of the upgrades for MicroMachine. I feel like money has been available every now and again, and it just hasn't been going so fast. Tanks are slowly but surely also creeping forward on the creep. Right side base gets taken out, and I think MicroMachine is actually going to be winning this game in a pretty big way right now. I think another battlecruiser got teleported away from the fight, yeeted out with no real chance. There is 5 BCs out currently. There's also 12 Vikings, which are still largely useless. Let's not forget, there's 3 Muras out. That is about it. There's a bunch of drones just having a blast as well. Look at like this guy. Looks like he has a tick or something like that. Every single time he has to move towards the top side a little bit when he's walking somewhere. Level 3 ship weapons being researched as well. And MicroMachine probably considering taking this far right side base. At the same time, Eris building 11 more Hydras. Problem is that there's still 8 tanks though, and these tanks really do seem powerful against the Hydras. Lynx haven't been able to connect with anything in a while either. We managed to get a Hellion just now. I wouldn't mind a Ling run by into this base, but I have a feeling it ain't going to happen. We haven't seen a Ling run by yet, and I don't think Eris is all of a sudden going to change base here. 14 more Hydras on the way, no Ultra Cavern, no Brood Lords, although we did see a Greater Spire being built a long time ago. There's 1-1 upgrades currently on the air units as well. And these Lynx are trying to pick up reinforcements. We'll be able to get a couple of these tanks down actually, and that's a big pickoff. These tanks are really what was annoying Eris right now. And with a couple of extra tanks down, that means there's only 6 left. Oh, this tank stays alive. I'm not quite sure why it was allowed to stay alive with 10 HP, but it is what it is. Battlecruiser count keeps growing. It's all the way up to 5 right now. There's a lot of Hydras though. If these Hydras just straight up attack into this with a couple of Fungols, no. Oh, you see a Yamato with one of his own units. Yep, here these battlecruisers should really die though. I don't think they should be teleported away. They should just be attacked instead. Kind of use the neural parasite to hold it in place and then the Hydras to shoot at it. Of course, a great way to go about it. That bio hit both tanks. I do believe Hydras once again moving forward as well. As finally we have the Blue Flame Hellions on the way. And they're still not full on upgrades. Look at that. Second eBay when you're floating this much money is not a bad plan, my friend. Dropper Lord flying around as well. How many of these do we have? Well, none currently. How many Overseers have gone down this game? 55 Overseers have gone down. 119 Hydras. And MicroMachine decides it's time to go back home. And now it's time to attack again. Did manage to take that right side base. And with Eris traits so far, I have a difficult time imagining Eris winning this game. 4 BCs, 6 tanks. That is still possible, of course. 1 good worms, really. Oh, just now he scouted the Nidus worms. Ah, okay. I like that. I really do like that. Command center just kind of chilling over here. Oh, there's creep blocking it, so he can't deal with that, huh? Hellions, not really shooting, just moving back and forth. And MicroMachine is very methodically pushing forward. I felt like at the start he had no chance whatsoever. I mean, his early game was hot garbage, but just by staying alive. And Eris doesn't feel very aggressive. Eris is a real Zerg defender, you know? Whenever someone gets on Eris' side of the map, then Eris is like, okay, we can do that. We can have a little fight, but so far it doesn't really seem to be the case. Eris just expanding, trying to win a long macro game, but at times perhaps not the greatest of ways to go about it. Oh! Another neural parasite, and we see it of course teleport to that top right side of this map once again. MicroMachine still floating about 10k resources. Nothing he can do with it except perhaps get more command centers. Also doesn't get any tech labs or reactors. Perhaps because it makes the pathing of the units a little bit more difficult. I'm not quite sure. He only doesn't do it on the barracks. So I don't quite understand it. There's 10 barracks here. There's 3 factories. There's 6 starports. And out of those 6 starports, 1 of them has a reactor, 2 of them have a reactor. Where's the other starport? Should be 1 more starport, but I can't find it. Tanks are moving forward, and I think Eris is dying a very slow but painful kind of death here, as there's still no real transition coming out of Eris at this point. And the way that MicroMachine seems to function is that he first goes in with mediocre units like the Cyclones and the Vikings, and then once it's like kind of safe, he sets up on a position with these tanks and then slowly starts pushing forward. Then he goes back a little bit and slowly starts pushing forward again. It's kind of cool to see. Sends tanks back as well to repair them. Now it's defending. It will in siege immediately again. Very cool as well. Just kind of want to follow this tank for a bit to see the journey of just one tank. See what he actually ends up doing. Like if he gets 1 damage, will he go back to heal himself? I don't think so. I think there's probably like a threshold where if you get more than like 50% damage, my man tank will go home. He's moving across the map. Honestly, this guy has had a plan the entire time. We're just not aware of what this plan is. Oh, being microed back. It's dodging a lot of biles. And now, ideally, I guess it would go back home and get repaired or what? Maybe it hasn't hit the threshold. This guy has 37 kills, by the way, on this tank. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. He's going to die, though. Well, that's the end of that adventure. Let's take a look at some of these BCs. 55 kills on this bad boy. Is there another BC that we can look at? This Raven. Is this the first Raven still? No, it's the second Raven. Stim is being activated. Medevac is around as well. And MicroMachine is absolutely blasting this. And I think this is actually where the game is going to end. Because MicroMachine is so far ahead, I don't really believe he's going to lose. And I know that Eris, from my own experience, actually doesn't leave games after they're already over. So I'm just going to speed it up here and kind of see what happens and how slow MicroMachine is at realizing that it can just A-move at any point. It's really sick. I wish there was kind of like a kill button where the moment you press that, you just A-move across the map and you go ham and you forget all about the micro. That's probably not very optimal. Overall APM in the end, 35k here for MicroMachine, 32k for Eris. And although Eris is the highest rated bot, of course, just because you're the highest rated doesn't mean you can't lose every now and again. We've seen that with Cyril as well, of course, even when he was the absolute undisputed champion. He would drop a map every now and again. That's the case here as well for Eris. Yeah, this game is really over. And I can't really be bothered to see the end of it. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And hopefully I'll see you all next time. If you guys did enjoy it, also tell me in the comments. And if you don't want to see any more bot stuff, also tell me in the comments. But I would be very surprised. Thanks all for watching. I hope you did. Well, I said it 5 times already. Bye-bye. Like the video.